Mr. Chairman, earlier in today's hearing, Congressman Bar misquoted Ms. Diane Yentel, President and CEO of the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, as saying, quote, by using the housing first approach, homeless systems cannot keep up with increased flow, unquote. I would like the record to reflect that Ms. Yentel's actual statement was, quote, while communities have become even more effective at helping people exit homelessness by using the housing first approach, homeless systems cannot keep up with increased inflow, unquote. What this means is that while the housing first approach is proving effective, without adequate resources and increased supply of affordable housing, local communities cannot keep up with the inflow of people who are experiencing homelessness. In fact, while HUD's latest report on homelessness showed a 12% increase in homelessness nationwide, the population of people who are experiencing homelessness for the first time in their lives increased by a whopping 25%. That is a function of this nation's worsening affordable housing crisis, and will only get worse if House Republicans accomplish their goals to defund federal housing programs. Madam Secretary, I love saying that. In fact, I'm going to do it again. Madam Secretary, it's so good to have you back, and thank you again for all of your efforts, particularly when it comes to public housing and homelessness. Those are issues that are very dear to the hearts and souls of many, many Houstonians and constituents in my district. As has been mentioned already, we seem to be facing another shutdown. We're not looking at solutions. It looks like we may end up in a shutdown. Can you tell us what the impact is of these stopgap funding bills, going from one CR to the next or to a shutdown? What does that have an impact on HUD programs specifically? How does that hurt your programs?
The largest impact would be that we cannot continue to assist people with their rent. So that's all housing vouchers, it's public housing resources. We talk about our community funded programs. We cannot continue because we have not the resources to expend. We can't do grant programs like CDBG that cities and communities rely on. We cannot do disaster recovery. It affects tens of millions of people.
Everyday people.
Everyday people.
And many low-income, disadvantaged, vulnerable, as we said earlier, low-income, disabled, veterans.
Absolutely.
Everybody that uses any of your programs. So what would happen if Congress chose to fund HUD with another stopgap measure instead of an appropriations bill?
Well, certainly, just like in your household, things go up, things cost more. If we don't increase, then we have to decrease the people we serve. It's just that very simple. If we don't have the resources to pay the higher rents that we've all been talking about, then we can only serve fewer people.
Okay. Now, I wanted to follow up. I know earlier in the hearing today, we also talked about the private equity firms that are creeping up everywhere. I know in some neighborhoods in Houston, these private equity firms buy houses, put them up for rent, or sell them, and it ends up pushing people out of their neighborhoods because it increases the values, which means higher appraisals, which means higher property taxes. What, if anything, can we do to help HUD get a better handle on this situation? Because we're seeing more and more of it, I know, in Houston and other parts of the state of Texas.
We need to encourage our local and state officials to find ways to create ordinances that stop it. I mean, we really can't stop it. It's not illegal to do. So what we are hoping is that our partners on the state and local level will come up with ways that they can do it. They should not allow any one company to come in and buy up 200 houses in a day. That should be illegal somewhere. And I think that local communities need to start to use the influence and the legal remedies they have available to them, quite frankly.
Okay, just one last thing for the record. Earlier, in your exchange with the chairman, you did say that every letter that he has written you have responded to.
Yes.
I just want to make sure the record reflects that, because I don't know that he ever acknowledged that as a fact, but certainly I know that anytime we've had any issues, you've always responded. In fact, you've been on the phone with us in conference calls, not just with me, but other members of the Houston delegation when we talked about some disaster relief funds. So we have found you to be very accessible, and we thank you for all your work, Madam Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you.